Go. We are live, and a good evening once again to everybody. Another Tuesday night of racing here at the Hobo Racing League Cup Series, race number 5 of this long season, bringing us to Las Vegas. Continuing to stay out west here. We're at Phoenix, where we saw Keith McLean get it done, and tonight it is Sin City. We're gonna be doing some gambling tonight. We'll see who's gonna pay off with their bets. That was much worse than I was hoping it would be, but hopefully you get what I mean. Uh, yeah, we're always a little loosey goosey here, but we're gonna have some good fun with this one. Open setup, Cup Physics, Gen 6 BR15, and Las Vegas action is going to be something to behold. We saw quite the interesting show on Sunday. I think tonight is going to be probably a little more tame in that regard. But hey, you race what you brought, and whatever you got under that hood is going to be making or breaking you for this race. So it's going to be a matter of who's got it tuned correctly, as always in these open setup races. And of course, do have my co-word for tonight. But tonight it is someone that has not been in the booth for quite some time, aside from a one-off during the winter series. Blake Warren, good grief. It is great to have you up here again, my man.
Yeah, very, very happy to be here. Very interested in seeing what is going to happen here tonight. As I've heard of hobo racing and everything like that for a few years now since I've been in the community, but have not stepped in to see what this is all about. And I can certainly say from running some practice laps earlier, it is definitely interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be a tight racetrack, a little narrower compared to perhaps your average mile and a half. So uh, we're going to be just keeping an eye on things here. Blake, of course, was alongside me during like the first series that I really called full time. That was IMRC a few years ago, and uh, that was what kind of got things off the ground. But Blake has not really called one of these races with me uh, outside of like NNSRA and IMRC and a lot of guys that Blake you are very familiar with racing with. But as you were saying, like this is your first time being in with these guys, so I'm interested kind of what you'll be able to make of it as well as also as a fellow driver, of course.
Yeah. And I'll definitely say that the driving aspect has gotten a lot better in the last while. So certainly I can offer more, or I certainly hope I can offer better insight and accurate information and analysis.
Yeah, at the end of the day, though, you and I we're just gonna have some fun like we always do. We're
Always.
definitely gonna have some fun here tonight with a 28 car field, give or take, of course. But that's how many we've got in TeamSpeak here. So great field tonight. Of course, don't intend to be uh, competing with TarnationTV, who's going to be live or is probably already live with the Maverick series. So if the right thing to do on a night like this or any Tuesday night is you got to have both streams open. You got to have one tab open to TarnationTV and Blaine's stream and another one to this one, and then you can just kind of click back and forth and you'll get to see two different stuff. But it's going to be still. I think that we're going to be in for a good show over here. Of course, I always show TarnationTV some love though. Blaine Donlon does a great job over there. Someone else you should show some love to is a YouTube channel by the name of Charlie Fibrosis, if you know who I'm talking about. That's this guy who has also helped me out tremendously with these broadcasts, and I owe him way more than I am capable of giving. So seriously, Blake, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yep, as we got just a couple minutes left in happy hour here. Just gonna quickly gloss over the starting lineup here. Mr. Hot Lap himself, Caleb Lingle up there on pole in the 113, almost a tenth and a half clear of second place with 27.791. Those hot laps definitely do seem to be his strong suit, but we'll see if he'll be able to convert that into a good finishing position tonight. Keith McLean, last week's winner at Phoenix, will be starting in second place alongside Herman Reese, current point leader, albeit by only one, ahead of Keith. Jeff Stakanis in fourth. Those are three of the four winners this season. Harry Codiane in the top five there. Eddie Rayleigh in sixth. Steve Grant, who is third in points. Randy Smith in eighth. As Mike Erickson. We love that number 69. It is the Playboy scheme. We do always have to mention that. And then rounding out the top 10 is Jason San Diego in the 22, another driver to keep an eye on tonight. No doubt about it. Our other winner on the season is Fugate. He is starting in 12th place. Wiley King is 11th. Also in this thing are Duke Sorensen, Maverick, and Steve Rubino, the head here at Hobo. Ricky Bumbaloo, Ricky Bobby, as they call him. Ryan Johnson, and then the two Johnstons, Herb and DJ. And then the last driver to take lap time in 20th was Rick Castle. Also tonight you got Ron Simpson, Bob Gibson, Kilojoules, which is Julian Wilson, of course, BSR Eli, Monty Keller, Ken Hansen, Greg Stenzo, and Rob Heath. That is a pretty stacked lineup there. 28 drivers, as we mentioned, and with a fuel window of about 30 to 33 laps, about the same as it was on Sunday night. Pit road speed 45, and pit road is going to be quite interesting to get on, depending on, of course, how you have the brakes tuned and trying to get that thing turned down. And Blake, I know you were saying just before we went on the air that kind of where you have the brakes set could make a difference there.
Yeah, so when I did some practice laps just to see how things were going, I didn't have anything close to what these drivers had in terms of car setup, but found something that was stable enough that I could be able to get out on track, and minus a little bit of dragginess either on the passenger front or the passenger rear. Something did bottom out a little bit. The car stuck very, very well to the track. It had a lot of speed to it. It didn't feel like it was getting tight or loose for that matter, nor did it feel like when it dug into the ground that it was going to turn into a sled and just go straight into the outside wall. But yeah, definitely the big question is depending on what the brake bias is set to, could mean how people take the pits. I could see someone who would be using a more aggressive front bias setup being able to come into the pits a little bit harder, a little bit more sharply, versus someone with a rear heavy brake bias. But also that leads to a potential of being spun out if you slow down too hard or anything. So it'll be interesting. Also trying to avoid wrecks. Brakes are important for that.
Brakes are just a little bit important for making sure you get that thing woed down as these drivers are getting onto the grid. You're on pit road, double file start. They do single file restarts once they do get it going, so always going to play a bit of a factor there. Like I said, 28 drivers, another great showing. And that's something that me and Blaine were talking about on Sunday night is just how a now 22, yeah, that's 22, 22-year-old game continues to get car counts like this, like what Maverick gets. I mean, I feel like between the two series, as far as everyone who attempted to qualify for Maverick and this race, you're probably over 80 drivers just for two different series, and then that doesn't even account for all the smaller series out there that are continuing to run strong. So it's still a great time to be racing in NR 2003, and I strongly recommend it to anyone out there watching who has not done it yet would love to give sim racing a try, and yet also doesn't want to pay a ton of money for iRacing. So 107 laps here.
You know, it's kind of funny, just some of these older sim racing titles. I just recently started messing around with Jeff Crammond, I believe it is, Grand Prix 2 recently. And while I haven't figured out how to get out of the pits, it's definitely interesting to see how the technology has progressed and just what has been made by people over such a long period of time.
long period of time of just evolution and always making things better. As here we go, we're coming to the start here. Harry Kodian looks like he's gonna opt out of where he qualified, but here we go. Caleb Lingle, Keith McLean on the front row. It's 170 laps at Las Vegas and underway here for race number 5 of the Cup Series season.
Here we go off into turns 1 and 2. Side-by-side battle for the lead. 28 is taking it to the outside, and he does. Keith McLean has now taken over the lead and is taking off almost 2 car lengths, separating him in second place.
I'm not too surprised by that. Keith is always bad fast. And, we got guys already hitting the wall. It was Rayleigh, I believe. And Steve Grant's going to get by him. That is definitely enough of a hit that will give you damage and could affect the handling of that car. Of course, you slap it even on realistic damage, you're still going to be able to get away with it as far as it not slowing you down too much, but tends to make you a little bit more tight.
Yeah, and I'll even say this too, slapping the wall even once, whether it's on realistic, moderate, or anything like that, it can kind of throw your mentality off a little bit. You question as to whether you're driving way too aggressively, or maybe you just screwed up, or maybe the tires are wearing out. Like, it can do all different types of things to your head, and you may technically not even be doing anything wrong per se.
And all it takes is just one little slight bit of overdriving it, and that can be all it takes. As outside lane is actually looking pretty strong. It's where a lot of these guys were trying to run. As Fugate and Wiley King nearly had a moment there. Oof, as they were just Wiley was just racing with Mike Erickson there. That was for 9th and 10th. Everyone keeps it clean and green so far.
Oh, we got a crash in the back.
I had to say it out loud, didn't I? Oh, dear we do. Ron Simpson spinning. That was a big spin there. He's got some flat tires. No damage, it looks like.
I'm going back and checking real quick. He did hit the outside wall. Maybe not super hard, but still enough that it made contact.
Let's have a look for ourselves here. Do want to, of course, say hello to everyone in the chat there. DJ was just in chat. There's Dan Rubino, who's still on vacation, of course, and Sister Barbara in the chat there as well. We're racing with Ken Hansen there, and oh, Ken, I think just got a little loose. Was trying to catch it, and yeah, that thing was just a little squirrely, and that's what got him into the 25, sent him around. Not a super hard hit, so I imagine a stop on pit road should fix that fairly easily. Check out the spectator cam here. Ooh, this is a great spectator cam. Ooh, this is going to be something we'll have to check out throughout the night. But up there, you see the 94 coming down. Great avoiding job there by KJ. You see him in the 029. Yeah, it's getting to the inside of that. Able to miss it. I'm sure a lot of these guys are going to be staying out here this first time around. Blake, you did run a good handful of laps in practice there. Again, I know you were, of course, driving just a kind of a default setup, but how did the tire wear seem to feel for you?
I wasn't really super all that concerned about tire wear. More tire grip is what I was concerned about. It didn't really feel bad by any means. Like I said, it mainly was probably due to the setup that I was running, but there was a little bit of dragginess to it, but manageable enough that it's like, hey, I don't feel like I'm losing a lot of speed here, and there's enough grip that I can get through the corners, so I can kind of use that to my advantage. But yeah, I wouldn't really say that the tire wear is going to be bad. I guess the big question is just how long is a tire run going to be in comparison to gas? I don't have those metrics, unfortunately.
And now that I'm thinking about it, I think I remember actually having run this version before, or at least similar versions. And the tire wear was to the point that you could barely even make them last a full fuel run. So if they got the tire wear set to those kinds of levels, then I don't know. We may see tire conservation play a bigger role than fuel. So we'll keep an eye on that for sure. Keith McLean actually did pit from the race lead. That puts him back and currently scored 12th. So he'll have to work his way forward.
I was going to say there was about a almost 50-50 split in terms of drivers coming into the pits and those that stayed out. And a pretty reasonable diversity in terms of where they were originally positioned when they went into the pits. Some drivers from the front, some drivers from the middle, some drivers from the back, but definitely now relegated to the latter half of the running order right now. But hey, we're under caution, so they're not losing a lot of ground by any means.
Oh yeah, and this early on, I think that they'll be just fine. There's Ryan Johnson as well. That's 78. Buffalo Wild Wings car. We expect to see that thing up to the front at some point in time. But right now, up at the front, it is Caleb Lingle once again, the pole sitter. Going to be just ahead of Jeff Stakanis in second place. Herman Reese, Steve Grant, and Randy Smith. Credit to him up into the top 5 in that number 10. No more vacations during racing season. Who knows? Maybe that was the whole point. Trying
Now,
to
my question
keep
is
it all together.
that if you go on a vacation to go to a real life auto race during racing season, does that count against you?
Ooh. I would say no.
Yeah, I was going to say, there has to be a catch-22 to that rule.
Yeah, come on. You get if you're vacationing to go to the Daytona 500 and you end up missing the opening truck race of this league, then I don't know. That does not seem like a worthy. That does not seem like a worthy offense to me.
No. It is this broadcaster's opinion that the answer would be no.
I would have to agree. Blake, we've got quite the cars up here in the top 5. We've got a Ford, a Dodge, a Cadillac, and 2 Pontiacs.
Well, let's see how their engines hold up. We're going green once again. Caleb Lingle leads them to the start. And off into turn 1 they go.
Single file. And Caleb running that higher lane. We'll see what Jeff's going to be able to do here. But both of them getting a little bit away from Herman Reese. Everyone just kind of tiptoeing through there at the moment. Trying to just keep these cars under them. Speaking of keeping them under, Wiley King sliding up the track there a little bit. So far, so good, though. Fugate right on his tail. Quickly followed by Duke Sorensen there, 59. Steve Rubino up into the top 10. Credit there. I'm sure some guys will be happy to see that, as the 69 has been wall glued.
Whew.
And everyone's going to try to get by him. Credit to him for just keeping it up there, but 6th place to well outside the top 20. And it's just that quick.
I was going to say, not that it was dire or anything like that, but I saw that Ricky Bumbalo had a little bit of a slow start going off into turn 1. I kind of wondered if he was suffering what I have, and that is I need like 2 to 3 laps to be able to get myself going. I can't just go off like a rocket ship on a restart. I need some time.
And cold tires, as we found out on Sunday, are evil at tracks like this. So, again, like I said, I'm sure you can tune for that, but it will catch you out if you're not ready for it. So I'm sure that's probably what was going through his mind there. Top 4, pretty much under a blanket up here as they're getting away from the rest of the field. Randy Smith currently ahead of Fugate, who's going to go for that position for P5. We'll see how that inside lane's going to work for him. And it looks like it's going to at least get him to the inside. Underneath that white line is in play. There are some leagues that don't allow that, but this is one that does, as Wiley King's going to suffer the same fate as Erickson. Maybe not quite as severely, but man, that's the risk of that outside lane if you get stuck up there. You just once you hit that wall, you ain't coming off of it anytime soon. There's a lot more racing going on up here for about 7th on back.
All walls, not all walls and their adhesive effects are created equal.
This one is sticky. Very, very sticky. Oh, goodness. Speaking of sticky, almost a sticky situation there. Rubino and Sorensen. Sorensen's going to lose the momentum on the inside. That's going to promote the 07 up to 8th. And Jason San Diego up to 9th. And just like that, Keith McLean now already up into 7th, working his way toward the front. Oh, goodness, I see what you're seeing. Maverick. What a save. Oh, some more saves going on back there. Monty Keller getting all sorts of sideways, able to hold on to that thing, as did the 23, but it ain't over yet. Ooh, Ken Hansen. That's right, Castle and the 124 there. That was close.
Well, and the one thing that I'll certainly say is that as Monty Keller slaps the outside wall going off into turn 1, you know, now that we know about the adherence of the wall and car situation, I can definitely say from racing at Las Vegas and tracks similar, you know, trying to run the outside line definitely gives you a momentum boost and everything. But on the exit of those turns, man, oh man, do you have such a risk of just tank slapping the outside wall, even dotting along the outside wall for that matter. And well, this is a track where you're going to lose a lot more momentum than you expect when you smack the ball, unfortunately. So trying not to then wreck is also important.
And you got to be careful of how you come off that thing. My goodness, are the tires making this much of a difference for the 28? Are you seeing this?
Nope, but I'm getting my binoculars back on him.
He is just passing everybody like they're not even moving.
I was gonna say the 31 might have hit the wall, so he almost stopped moving.
That would have been a game changer there if Jeff fell out of this pack. But I don't know if that's just Keith being that aggressive or if tires are making that big of a difference. I think it's probably the latter.
I was going to say they might have maybe injected the spirit of Davey Allison into the engine because he's gained so many positions since the restart and is very rapidly closing on the 113. I would say he can probably get around him in the next 2 laps.
Oh, if that. Yeah, he's got those fresh tires under him, and it is paying off. And I bet you these guys are going to be taking notes about later strategy calls and thinking tires are going to be the way to go. He's going to hold on to that lead for now. We'll see if the tires might even out here a little bit. But yeah, that was about 6 laps that they were on those tires. And again, either Keith has just found that other gear and he's just saying, screw it, I'm just going to get my track position back, or the tires making that much of a difference. And like I said, I am almost certain that it's the latter case. But you still got to be careful. You got to keep those things under you. If you don't, then you actually run the risk of blowing a right front. Because it's all coming back to me now that I do think that this is the version that if you run those tires too hard, nighty night.
Nighty night indeed. Here he goes. He makes a charge to the inside.
Oh, he's going to lose it!
He spun it!
Off of 4! Keep it down there!
Look out! Look out!
Ooh. Slap her into the wall.
Oh, we got
Spinners.
Spin behind him. 3. Woo, boy!
KJ, there's bum blow around. We saw someone else. I will say,
a big one, and everyone hit glass and slid.
Yeah, that could have been 10 times worse. We are still having some trouble here, though, in turn 1. Stenzo's around. I think I see some damage on Erickson.
Oh, boy. Everybody mind your P's and Q's coming into the corner.
Ooh, yeah, careful. You still got guys getting back going here. Ooh. He was going for it, and then the car said, "Enough of that."
Snap goes the grip.
Boy, I can see why everyone was running the outside. Let's have a little look here, and whew, I got the adrenaline pumping. That's why I love having you up here. You're you get into it.
I'm more thankful that you watched it as I watched it.
Yeah, I was right on it. Oh yeah, that was a great shot there from TV2, and yeah, you know that he is doing everything in his power to keep it down there, but laws of physics, you can't exactly stop him. And yep, there goes KJ, and Ryan Johnson was also through the grass, but kept pointing in the right direction, and everyone else was just checking up, doing their best, and
So
let's
I'd
see,
say
I'll keep it on
this.
Stenzo here, see what happened. Oh, Harry Kodian wasn't quite getting it checked up in time, and hit the 51 in a kind of frantic avoidance.
I was going to say at this point, those that did not pit on the first go of caution flag pitting probably did this go around.
Oh,
And
no doubt
those that
about it.
pitted the first go around probably are pitting again for a second time. Tires are free, gas is free, nothing to worry about there.
Yeah, exactly. We're just gonna get a quick little look here for ourselves to see what caused the KJ to spin. So Keith is around in front of him. He just lost it in the trial. But oh my gosh, just looking at everyone spinning and dodging and going all over the place. There was some contact, but like that could have been 10 times worse than it was.
Oh, easily, easily. I was very afraid we were about to see the big one in Las Vegas. A lot of people would have just uh, they they would have hit the jackpot on going home early.
Yeah, they would have lost everything.
They went,
They bet everything on black, and they spun red.
yep.
I don't know where all of these gambling references and jokes have come from me, but I think it's because I found a YouTuber who just goes over basic strategy of blackjack, and I found it very fascinating.
I only understand how. It's funny. I was talking to my girlfriend about this. I only understand the basic rules of blackjack because it's kind of more simple. But yeah, I do not know how to play poker or roulette or anything else like that. Not the Russian type, but just the roulette wheel.
So you do know how to play the Russian type.
And I've seen other people play the Russian type, usually in movies.
I can only
That
imagine
got
how that
dark.
would have
I'm
ended.
sorry, folks.
We have some fun on here. Within reason, of course.
Within reason.
Thinking that within reason got pushed a little bit during one Bomb Squad stream. Thanks, Zach. Although then again, I did walk right into those euphemisms. Let's just say that much.
Now, I actually did want to say something, and it's kind of hilarious in terms of sponsorship or so. You mentioned earlier how the 69 was sponsored by Playboy. It's always kind of amazing that some of the more provocative sponsors usually come up with like some of the best paint schemes available.
That thing does genuinely look like really good, and I mean, we always kind of made fun of it just for the sponsor, but in all actuality, that there's some fantastic schemes, and that one very much included, with just a lot of artwork going into that and a lot of creativity going into it. There's some other awesome stuff out here. I love that 94. It's very retro looking, but still looks awesome. The 114, of course, that thing runs over at Bomb Squad as well. The 11, and even the 113 and what it's got going on it. Just awesome stuff. And credit to all the painters out there in NR2003, including you, good sir.
Thank you.
I think there's
Well,
still a paint scheme that if the mod was still being used, I would absolutely be running it as we were back to racing here.
I'm gonna say one car did go into the pits as we came around. Don't know if that was a penalty. Greg Sestenzo.
That is Stenzo. Yep, probably maybe opting to get out of the way there as Caleb Lingle pulling away to quite the lead there. Herman Reese looked like just kind of backed it off there through the corners and letting those tires get under him. And now he'll try to run him back down. It's just Jeff Stakanis in third, and then Steve Grant and Jason San Diego has found his way into the top five here in the 22 as we are right on 80 to go.
80 to go.
Age up into the top 10.
I was going to say this. I was starting to look around and wondered, okay, so if I was the 28, would I take it easy after having that incident? The answer to that is no. He is now making a charge on the outside, and with everyone bundled up like in a tight line there from 9th on up, I would say I hope he learned his lesson because he's definitely coming with the power that he did earlier. He is not slowing down.
No, he isn't. Well, now he is. Caution's out.
Oh.
Oh, Ken Hansen. Front straight away and in trouble. Spinning it pretty much at the start finish line. Let's take a look.
I'll let you take this, Andrew.
Right on. Ooh, contact 77 and 94 is what's going to cause this one. Ooh, yep, there's a little squeeze job there from 77 into the 94. Yeah, how did when we were just talking about paint schemes, how could I forget that 77? Literally running the Johnny Benson.
I'm gonna say the 94 reminds me of like an old 90s ARCA scheme, in the best way possible.
I
There
could
are
see
some
that.
very strange schemes that were run in ARCA that you just wouldn't see in Cup, but creatively like really should have been in Cup in some regards.
This would be a good view of it here as yeah, 77 just kind of twitched up there a little bit. Ken Hansen just about half a lane off the wall, but yeah, 77 definitely yep, just trying to catch that thing. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much when you feel like you're trying to step out, and then the front tires are like, "What do you mean? We're fine." And then it just grips, and yeah, later.
Well, and I also kind of wonder just with how much time may have been left to react. Maybe either the spotter did not tell him that there was a car on the outside or that he was clear, or just simply the charge of trying to run your line just simply ran out of time to react.
That can happen. That's why I never ever listen to my spotter unless they're telling me where to go on a restart. I'm always eyeballing it. As we do have one retiree for the race, that is Greg Stenzo in the 051, unfortunately. First man out. Everyone else still on the lead lap, though. 27 drivers still out here on the racetrack. A lot of them with guess you call it the Vegas stripe instead of the Darlington stripe.
I'm trying to think of a really catchy term for it, and I want to stick with all the Vegas puns.
Strip stripe?
I was gonna say, what about the Nellis Knock, Nellis Air Force Base close by?
The Nellis knock. I love it. I think we're gonna stick with that one for tonight.
All
And
right.
everybody is gonna go, really? Yes. Yes, we're doing it. Like, I missed you, man. I really did. It took you coming up with Nellis knock in order for me to just be like, man, I miss you.
I could have called that the Pennzoil punt, but you need another car in order to do that.
The Pennzoil punt. You got Joey Logano out there somewhere? Or Ryan Blaney?
I was going to say the 9 kind of looks Logano-ish, so sure.
The 9? Yeah, I can see that. Although that's sun drop on that thing.
Sundrop, Pennzoil, what's the difference?
They both taste the same, you know.
Actually, oh, you just jogged a memory for me. I gotta
What
make
you
sure that.
drinking Pennzoil? No, I'm just kidding.
No, I prefer Quaker State. No,
Oh, okay.
I have a goal that so I'm going to the Coca-Cola 600 here in a less than 2 months now,
Right.
and Sundrop is not available in the state of Ohio. I am going to buy whatever Sundrop I can in North Carolina and transport it across state lines so I can be able to have Sundrop at home, even for a limited quantity supply. We're not bootlegging, but we are going to bootleg Sundrop.
Hey, Jaden did the same thing when we went up to Massachusetts here recently, and they brought back a drink called Calypso,
Yes,
which
they
we
sell them
don't.
here.
For the life of us, we can't find it anywhere around here. The
Is it sold in like glass bottles?
Yes,
Yes, the Calypso lemonade.
yeah. The only
Yeah.
place that we've been able to find it has been like the rest stops in Connecticut and Market Basket up in Massachusetts. And Market Basket's like they're like a specific chain of grocery stores up there.
I believe that now this has been a massive war between people of different areas in this nation, but the Wawa and the Sheets war.
Oh,
Um,
oh.
I know that we are getting our very first Wawa in Cincinnati, so it's going to be interesting how that goes up against places like United Dairy Farmers or so.
Well, let's just say as we're about to come back to green, I will make this brief, but a lot of guys know my friend Alex or AG or Blake. You may know him as Napa fan. We're good friends. I love the guy to death. He's a brother to me. I'm a Sheets guy. He's a Wawa guy, and we will always disagree on that front.
And the green flag waves once more at I almost said Kansas, Las Vegas.
We were at
They're
Vegas.
close.
Close. Well, close track wise. Geographically, not so much, but
No.
man, that 113, he gets that thing going on these short runs. If he can maintain that in the long run, he's going to be looking bad fast and
But
hard to beat.
to give an update, the 13 did park in the pits. Don't know if this is a scheduled stop or just a self-preservation type thing.
Mary Kodian in the pits there after qualifying fifth, opted to come down pit road on the initial start, and it's kind of out of the picture ever since. So hopefully things will turn around there for that 13. Guys awfully stacked up here. Second on back, Herman Reese still leading that charge ahead of Stukanis, Grant, and San Diego. Then you got Fugate. Rubino still holding very strong here in 7th place. Kilojoules, Bob Gibson, and Rick Castle up here in the top 10. Credits are Bob Gibson. He's usually, in the few races that we've been streaming so far, he's always been very quietly consistent as far as
Oh,
pace goes. Yeah, it was a little iffy there. You're seeing Fugate and San Diego there.
yep, yep. You were spot on linked as to what I was reacting to.
I was looking at that going, ooh, that was a little snug, but they keep it straight. That outside lane still looking like where you want to be as far as making up ground and making the most speed, as Keith found out earlier when he
But
tried to make the pass.
the one thing that I will say that I'm surprised about, especially in the front stretch, is A, we still have a decent amount of cars still like close knit packed together. And B, with how much of a risk it is slapping the outside line, I'm surprised that everyone is still kind of keeping it up as if it was lap one. With 38 laps in out of 107. And yeah, they're running just as intensely as they did on lap two. So
Yeah, maintained some great speed as we got someone on the apron there. That was Wiley King. I lost track of him there. Oh, he did spin it. And that's a lot of front end damage, but looks like we're still green. He kept it below the white line, so game said no need and no yellow flag
no yellow flag for now.
for now. And yeah, I saw him get down to the apron there, and of course
That's
I
right.
got my buttons mixed up.
That's right, Mr. Flagman, your arm gets a break.
Well, it did, and not anymore. Oh, goodness. Calamity Turn 2 with Duke Sorensen's engine up in smoke. Ken Hansen involved in this one again. Looks like Rob Heath may have also gotten a piece in the 27.
Ooh, this is not going to be fun.
Sorensen destroyed. 59 had some pretty good speed, but looks like just fell victim to loss of track position. He's racing with Herb Johnston here toward the back. And, ooh, he just lost it. And then Rob Heath nowhere to go. And Hansen just an innocent bystander in that one. There's Cody Yane back out on track. And that is probably going to be night over for that 59, unfortunately.
And I do hate to say this, I would highly believe that Ken Hansen in the 94, he's either probably going to be out of this race if or when he pits to get his damage repaired. Possibly aerodynamic damage, especially on the rear end, is going to throw his night off. But if there's engine damage, that's not going to be good either.
No, and it's likely that may have happened as we got pretty much the majority of the field on pit road once again here. See where everyone's going to emerge. Caleb's going to hold on to the race lead ahead of Herman, Jeff, and Steve Grant and Jason San Diego's top five unchanged. Keith McLean still mired back in traffic at the moment. Currently was scored 14th there. Looks like he's probably going to be right around 12th. Everyone's getting her back up to the pace car. You guys staying up this time.
I'll say this much, the 95 definitely looks like it was hit by a giant semi-truck tire, but it is still running, even without a hood.
Without a hood and, boy, a front end that's about half the size of what it once was.
Any more body panels removed and we'll be looking like a wheel modified.
Yeah, just, I don't know, maybe the deck lid and, maybe a couple quarter panels. Yeah, you'll be fine. It's just extra weight.
You know, if they could be able to take the few damaged cars that are here and put them together into one working car like they did with Benny Parsons, you could probably have one perfectly working machine.
That you may have just found a pretty perfect hack to getting these things to go faster. You just gotta combine everybody's parts.
Yeah, just so long as you don't combine a dead engine.
Yeah. Herb Johnston out in the race lead at the moment, having stayed out along with his bro, DJ. Beautiful 77. Caleb Lingle will likely be the race leader once those guys come down pit road, as I imagine they probably will.
I'm sorry, did you by chance say Duolingo?
No.
No? Okay.
Is that what it sounded like?
It sounded like Duolingo. I'm not ready to be threatened by that bird.
You are going to learn Spanish, or so help me.
You must now speak Portuguese.
How is it that Duolingo has turned into just a meme of, like, absolute violence?
I actually can't remember if they recently announced that they were going bankrupt.
Oh no!
The Duolingo bird can't hurt us anymore.
Oh no! Well,
don't quote me on that.
it was nice while it lasted. So these two have stayed out, along with Cody and just kind of being trapped in no man's land. But the 49 and 77 are on the lead lap, and they are going to be first and second. I don't know. We'll see if I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they do the gentleman's. We'll bring down pit road and get out of the way. Especially that 77. That thing's got some front end damage that I'm sure will hold him up. But hey, at the same time, with this being a full season or a very long season, and they do have a chase at the end, that points do matter, and I'm sure that's probably what these guys are thinking.
I am actually curious as to what this point system is like. Unfortunately, I did not get those tallies, but I can definitely say tonight there may be a big shakeup in them.
Yeah, we'll see how it continues to play out here. Coming to lap 44, and these front three in line, that is, have kept it out there. So we'll see how this will play into things. Ooh,
Oh,
13.
13.
Oh, if he doesn't lose it.
Oh,
113
113
has to
is in the
catch
wall.
it. Hold on. He's going to hold on to it for now, but going to drop him to, that will be fifth.
He was the bigger man in that, but I am sure he is not happy as the 49 wibble wobbles all up the front of the field.
Caution, I
Oh!
think.
Oh! The
Ooh, 77.
Yeah, 77 smacked the outside wall after contact. With the 13, and we do have a caution for some reason.
Looks like it might be Wiley. Wiley
I
King
was
in the
going to
95.
say, I don't
Let's
want to make
let's confirm that.
assumptions.
Oh no,
No.
no, it's Eli. 114. Oh wow, yeah, he was wibbling wobbling through 3 and 4. There he's starting to lose it. Catches it, going around again. Bounces off a bumbaloo and into the outside wall.
Ooh. Bumbalo definitely took a very hard shot into the door. Kept it going and everything, but yes, on Eli out for the night.
Yeah, I saw him call it an evening, unfortunately. So that will be, I believe, 3 now. 3 retirements. I'll actually get, you know what, we'll go on board with this
4.
85. 4.
4. And the 59 retired with a blown piston.
Oof. There's the hit there. We'll see how much more damage that may have done to the 85.
The Johnston brothers head down pit lane now. Maybe not many takers? 1 or 2 additional?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not too many. That was a pretty quick fire run there. Heath has pitted every single time, I swear. It's a very interesting call here. We're going to be on 60 laps to go the next time by. So yeah, definitely a little chaotic so far here, but at least in this first half, not quite as hectic as Sunday. But then once they did get going, they had a great run going, and I definitely think that we'll see some of the same then. With let's see, we're gonna have Herman Reese now out in front ahead of Jeff Stakanis, Caleb Lingle, Steve Grant, Jason San Diego. Same top 5, just slightly shuffled now. Credit to Caleb though, being able to hold on to that thing and uh, keeping it up in the 3rd place when he easily could have just looped that thing. Or ended up wall glued just like we've seen a few times tonight. And I think Harry Kodian's probably going to get a wave around here that will put him from 5 down to 4 down.
I will say this, if I had to compare the colors and paint schemes, and so the 13 looks like it would have been like an ARCA car, but associated with Richard Childress. The 73 looks like looks very similar to Ted Musgrave's 75, I think for Butch Mock Motorsports in like 1999 with the Remington sponsorship. And then the 31 definitely looks like a more modern day ARCA car.
Your neck for that thing is for that kind of stuff is very impressive. Like when you even said like who you thought or like When you threw out Ted Musgrave's 75, I'm like, huh? That is obscure, but hey, you know your stuff.
I started watching the sport in 1999, so like, it's funny, the Winston Cup 98 mod that exists. There is no Cup 9. No. My correction. I'm sorry. There is no Busch Series 1999 car set for the Busch Series equivalent, but there is a 1999 mod or a 1999 car set for Cup 98, and the ever so small adjustments that were made between the 1998 season and the 99 stick out to me extensively because I don't recognize the 96 Caterpillar car. I recognize the 22 Caterpillar car.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Oh my gosh, yeah, you did just jog a memory right there with the 96.
Yep.
You've been watching
Even,
since you've been watching since 99. If may I ask, how old are you again?
um,
If you're willing to share to the airwaves, you
hold
do
on.
not have
How
to.
old am I currently, or how old
Yeah,
was I when I started? Oh, I'm 30 now.
you are 30. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you only got me by 4 years then. That's not too bad. I was a year old when you started watching.
Yeah. Well, it helps that I also had video games related to NASCAR to play, so that
Yeah, there
helps
you go.
kind of cement something there too.
NASCAR Thunder 2003, first ever NASCAR game. Although first
I
ever racing game ever, Gran Turismo 4.
I look back on it, and I really should have had Dale Earnhardt Jr. sign my copy of NASCAR Thunder 2003. That would have been perfect.
Dude, you would have made like $10,000 on that thing.
No, no, but that would have made me happy at least. That cover on it is like fantastic. I wish I could make a poster of it. Speaking of posters, the 73 is posted up front. Here we go in the restart zone, and the green flag is going to wave once more. We're back green at Las Vegas in a
That
track that's covered in yellow.
that was a beautiful transition. Herman's been a little more conservative on these restarts, and now that he's leading, we'll see how that's going to play into it here. It looks like that back end wanted to come around a little bit, but he's going to be able to hold on to it. That is kind of the luxury of running the outside, at least on the initial start. But see if everyone's able to file it in here. Caleb's going to maybe look for second.
He's
Thinking
definitely
about it.
charging it to the inside.
That looks like he's going to relinquish that at least for the time being. Steve Grant, Gates San Diego. KJ's coming up here. He's up to 7th. How about Monty Keller? Up into 8th. Credit to Monty there. He's a great driver, so wouldn't be too surprising to see him do well. Steve Rubino still holding on to the top 10 here, ahead of Eddie Rayleigh in 10th. And Caleb has now gotten that spot for second.
I will say this: the 124 of Rick Castle. I've looked at his scheme all day, and I'm just thinking, please, whatever you do, don't pull a Jeff Gordon here.
Oh, yeah, let's not do that. Not have a hellacious hit to the inside jut out.
He definitely picked the wrong colors to run tonight.
Yeah, that's the same scheme he's always run, but at the same time, it's like, ooh, you gonna run that at Vegas? Well, if it does happen, we know how to call it at least. Sounds like we're wishing bad luck upon him. I assure you that is not the case, as we are coming to the halfway point here. Caleb Blanco right on the tail of Herman Reese for the lead. Jeff Stacan is getting a little tight there. It's going to open the door for Steve Grant. Fugate underneath San Diego. Steve gets that spot, still side by side for 5th.
Did kind of wonder if Steve Grant got a little bit too high on the corner, but no, I think he got about as high as you could, or higher than a lot of other people have, and it's definitely working to his advantage.
Working very well thus far. I feel like probably tire-wise,
Whoa!
that might be the way to go, as Caleb Lingo with the lead.
Got
Yeah,
down to the inside and took the lead back by force.
I think Herman said, all right, you can have it, at least for now.
And I'll say this, going into this race, Caleb Lingle is currently 16th in points, and he gained 2 spots from the previous event. So definitely a very good run will definitely help him in the points today. Not necessarily a threat on the, definitely not a threat for the points lead necessarily, but definitely on a charge to work his way up the point standings.
Yeah, that'd be something I know he'll be looking to do. Ryan Johnson, checking in on him. He's 12th. There's
Uh-oh.
Keith. Just got up to, I believe that is 14th. Excuse me. So he's been playing it very, very safe on these pit strategies. But just got to find his way forward at this point in time as they are catching Wiley King in 3/4 of a car.
Unfortunately, we did have someone blink out. I did not get a chance to look at their car number before it happened. But
May have been the
thankfully, nobody
028.
got hurt.
May have been the 029. KJ, great driver. His internet, though, sometimes leaves a bit to be desired. It's 50 laps to go. We're into the second half. And got a bit of a run going here. That's why the King's going to pull it out of the way. Caleb Lingle in the race leading the 113. Everyone right now is trying to keep these tires under them because they are all, even like everyone's fastest lap is still like half a second off of the qualifying pole. Ooh,
Just one,
Steve. Ooh, that was a
just,
little high.
just for a note, Keith McLean, fastest lap of the entire race, 28.184.
28.4, that's pretty solid. Still, yeah, a little bit off the pole time, but of course we're still early on in this thing, so relatively speaking, I should say,
Relatively speaking.
relatively speaking, it's early in regard to like you're not going to be pushing these things yet, and you're still at a window right now. These guys are probably right on the edge. I mean, they're probably going to be just fine to make it on one stop, but they're definitely going to have to keep these tires under them if they're going to have something at the end of the run, and then when they do pit, it's going to be a pretty long run to the end if this thing does go green from here. So they got to keep that in mind that that right front is going to be your best friend, and if you go even just a little bit too hard on it, it's going to make it known, and you're having a one-way ticket up into that yellow wall.
By the way, Monte Keller did fall out of the server. He did get back onto the track, though I think he may have had a speeding penalty on the first go-around, so...
Oh, that was Monty. Oh, just as we were saying about him being in the top 10. I am so good at jinxing these people. They're not going to have me do this anymore.
I was going to say, maybe we're just speaking about bad luck, but that's just encouraging people to not have bad luck, or encouraging them not to make the bad luck happen.
Caution on the track. Trying to see where it may have come out. Someone else just blinked out there for a moment, but perhaps a 77 again.
No. 85 of Ricky Bumbelow.
Uh-oh.
His engine went to, his engine decided to become a smoke pit.
Oh, blown engine. Oh, yeah. Oh, goodness. Through 3 and 4.
Safely gets off track, nobody else involved, but unfortunately does bring out the yellow. When the night goes from bad to worse.
Not have been an enjoyable night for that rock star number 85. And unfortunately, it ends with that car going up in smoke.
Majority of cars coming down into the pits. my curiosity is well, actually, Andrew, I'll flip this to you. Do you think that this is the last pit stop? Like, if we go green?
Oh, no, there's no way.
No.
I think they've got to go at least another uh, 8, I would say, before they can even remotely think about it.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm just kind of curious.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
know
I
that
get you.
I know that the cautions are not very long, which is on one way a benefit and a fallback too. But I mean, you might be able to do a little bit of something under this yellow.
Yeah, I mean, you might be at a point. Well, let's see. What do we got? You're gonna be 40 to go. So if you run it out like 33 laps, you could pit in the ballpark of about 10 to go at max. That could put you in a range of just taking 2 tires and then taking less fuel. So that might be forefront on these guys' mind. But that could also be a little bit risky because we saw how much of a tire difference it was for Keith earlier. So I don't know. If this thing were to go green from here, although Herman is on the clutch and so is everybody else, so I don't know. Maybe I was mistaken. Maybe Cup Physics do have a longer fuel window than I thought.
Well, the one thing that I noticed is from a league that I'm running, that did recently have a little bit of a fuel race, fuel and tire race actually. When it says that you have 33 laps of fuel, you have 33 laps of fuel. So the burn off and fall off rate is not as strong as something like what people would typically use, which would be a CTS truck physics.
Mm.
At least a lot of leagues that I've run in will run the truck physics for various properties of that. The consequence of so, you're going to end up being about 2 to 3 laps shorter than what the game is initially telling you
Yeah,
when you go green. So you have 22 laps, you may actually only have 20. So,
yeah. So yeah, that is at least one perk to the Cup Physics. Is yeah, it's pretty spot on for you. So if these guys are looking at their F3 right now and going, oh, that's not too bad, then perhaps they might be able to try something. We'll see how hard they're going to be saving on this run. This is definitely a track that I feel like you'd be pretty safe throwing in the clutch through the corners and not risking spinning it, especially once you get some wear on the tires. Gonna be 41 to go, which again, of course, you can see down here to the bottom left is where we've got the lap counter. If anyone wants to keep up with that, Caleb Lingle still in the race lead. Has been actually looking pretty dang strong in that 113. Herman Reese, Steve Grant, Jeff Stakanis, and Jason San Diego. You got 2 guys up here, rather 3 guys actually, in the top 5. That would be a first-time winner this season. We have 4 different winners in 4 races. Can we make it 5 for 5? That's going to be a big question mark here. He's coming off of turn number 4, 41 to go, and strategy now up in the air. This will be a good one here. Oh! I think Herman just shredded a gear.
oh no. I will be
I
right
think,
back with you on that information there.
yeah, that looked like he shifted and something didn't go somewhere. I don't know if he just shredded it now or if that happened earlier in the race, and that's why we've been seeing the gaps that we have. But he definitely lost at least third. Yeah, I think that was third gear that is gone on that 73. Gets it up to speed, no problem, but ooh, that's not gonna. He wants less and less of these restarts. He's gonna get
Oh
spun by the 11. Both of them around. into the inside wall. They're going to keep it below the white line, but both second and third place cars around and in trouble.
Oh, we got a crash on the front stretch.
Spinning. It's Rubino. Oh,
Oh,
look
look
out.
out, everyone.
Ooh, great job. Keep it off
For
the
as
wall.
intense as all of that was, nobody got seriously wrecked.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Steve definitely got a tore up back end, but a flat tire for the 73.
So,
Wow.
I don't even know exactly where we want to focus on first, but I will give this update at least. When I looked at the telemetry on the 73, he did shift very quickly from third to fourth gear. So even though I couldn't hear it because of the game, it doesn't imitate broken gear sounds or anything like that. I do believe you were right on the money. His third gear might have dropped. So he only has first, second, and fourth to work with when restarting.
All right, now he's going to be at the back of the field. He did take some hits to that inside wall, so he will have a little bit of damage. We'll get one more look at it here, and then we'll see what happened with the 07. And it's just a weird one. This is a very, very unusual deal. That's just, if I had to take a shot at it here, I'd just have to say one zig, one zag. But Steve definitely was right on him.
And if you would like, I can do the update on the 07.
And we'll get a look at that as well. Oh, goodness. Looks like he may have just smacked the wall and... Oh, he got tight. And around she went after contact with Rick Castle.
I have to applaud everyone that drove around him and did not crash into him because holy moly, that could have gone far worse. The 07 could have been turned into a soccer ball.
There have been a lot of those moments in this race where it's like, oh, how much worse it could have been, but wasn't. That's just a testament to these drivers. Wow. Now the complexity of this race has just changed. And now, yeah, you may be thinking about possibly trying to push this thing to the finish. I think especially if you come in and top off.
I was going to say, at this point, I'd kind of go ahead and just pit now just to get the fuel situation figured out at the very least. That's probably the easiest thing to calculate. Going from there, the question would be, okay, so I've now got fuel. How hard can I push these tires?
Yeah. Yeah, and these guys have the best info as far as the tire wear on that front. If that right front can even go the distance, even if you are able to make it on fuel. That was Steve, unfortunately, that got contact with Herman, and they both went around, and of course Rubino involved. I think the fan club in the chat is going to be a little bit unhappy.
I ran a race on Friday night that the finish ended up having the leader run out of gas. We were running at Charlotte. He ran out of gas at the first notch of the tri-oval and
Oh.
got bumped and spun around coming to the checkered flag. And the gentleman in second saved like one lap of fuel extra and managed to both make it around him and pass him for the win with like maybe only 50 yards to go.
Oh. That is the cruelty of racing. Good to see you, Zach. Bringing some action here from Las Vegas. Of course, after tonight, we ain't done yet this week. Got two more races for the Bomb Squads Racing League. Got their Truck and Cup Series. Trucks on Wednesday, Cup on Thursday, both from Bristol. So definitely tune into those. both of those will be starting in the ballpark of about 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And I think as long as the plan stays the same, we'll have Zach back up here on the call for both of those. Blake, remind me though before we.
Like 7 laps short of you.
Oh, there you go. So Keith still has his whisper with me, and he just confirmed it with me. That yeah, they ain't making it. 7 laps
Okay.
short, he said.
Okay.
So.
Well, I can take that paper and go ahead and put it in the shredder.
I think a lot of things just got thrown in the shredder after two very competitive drivers just got sent to the rear. Caleb Lingle still out in front, followed by Stukanis in second. San Diego now promoted to third with Fugate and Eddie Rayleigh fifth. How about that? KJ sixth. McLean seventh. Ryan Johnson eighth. There's a dangerous group of guys right there. Maverick and Castle round out the top 10. Lap 74 coming around this time. And back underway. These laps are ticking down, but still got another pit stop remaining.
Yes, we do. Now, the curious thing that I have is that the 113, the 31, and the 22, which, by the way, 22, very solid paint scheme. I really, really like it. They have been able to avoid most of the wrecks and incidents, and they now have a massive lead. My questioning is there anyone in the second pack that hasn't been involved in anything major that they can be able to catch back up and be able to capitalize, have this type of speed?
KJ and Keith, I think, are both going to be solid guys that can make something happen if they get up there. KJ right on the tail of Rayleigh there. Gonna maybe try to get around him on the outside, but yeah, if one of those two or both of them get up there,
Oh dear.
and if KJ doesn't blink out and get into Rayleigh who just got on the wall, yeah, those guys are dangerous. We've seen how fast they've been in the few races that we've covered, and yeah, I would not be surprised in the slightest if they're going to be making some noise for that race win. Same with Ryan Johnson in that 78. Had a very, very competitive car at Atlanta. And I think that he will also be a force to be reckoned with if he gets up to the front. Speaking of the front, though, it is still the 113 looking for that first W and a big haul of points, as you were talking about. Jeff Stukanis looking for win number 2. San Diego also looking for the first win as trouble on the front straightaway. Ken Hansen. It has not been an enjoyable night for that 94.
Oh boy.
We're going to be in the pit window now, though, that's for sure. As oh goodness, it is the 77. I think didn't these two meet earlier?
I feel like they did.
I think it was almost the same deal. Oh, Herman! Oh, what a miss.
Don't worry, Captain. We'll buff out those scratches.
But man, how many of these wrecks have we seen that could have collected easily another 10 cars and didn't?
I think we're running out of wishes in the bottle for the genie there. I think the big one cat lives are running out of laps, running out of lives there.
I would have to agree with that. I mean, we did have the pretty big one on Sunday night, and then we had some big crashes in both Nathan and Alex's offline races. Yes, I got to promote them guys. So who knows? Maybe Las Vegas has finally said, "Yeah, you know what? We're had enough of crashes.
You know
Or
what?
big
Nobody
crashes.
gets luck this week.
Nobody. Everybody's just gonna get just meh."
You get lemons. You get lemons on your slot machine.
And now that's a gambling joke that I don't get.
I think it's lemons.
Is it lemons? For
I
some
don't
reason, I
know.
thought that you were referring to like lemons and like poor quality cars.
No,
Oh,
no.
look at this! Very close race off pit road there. Lingle's going to lead them off I thought that San Diego got up to second, but he didn't. Actually, he's going to be fourth. Eddie Rayleigh up to third. How about them apples? Or lemons, excuse me. Oh, that's why. That looks like a black flag on the 22.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Boy, you were saying about no luck for anyone? At this rate, Blake, do you want to be up front? Because it seems like it's becoming cursed.
I would say so long as you're undamaged, you can pull away from the cursedness.
Phew. Now things change once again. Lingle, Stacanus, Rayleigh the top three. Fugate fourth. McLean now fifth. Ryan Johnson, Kilojoules. Steve Rubino up to eighth after spinning not that long ago. Maverick and Rick Castle will be the top 10. Herman Reese up to 11th. And still some ground to make up there for the 11, but I think that he's a little more damaged than the 73. Still some clutching going on there. I'm sure that's probably just for insurance sake, but they're easily in the fuel window now.
I don't see anyone sponsored by Progressive. Speaking of which, Denny Hamlin is now sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
Oh, was that who jumped on board? Okay.
Yep.
Nice. Also, I'm trying to think of what I said that prompted that. I'm totally drawing a blank.
Insurance, clutching under the caution for insurance.
Oh, wanting some insurance. Oh. Well, they want to be in good hands. It's Allstate.
And sometimes you just need a good neighbor.
State Farm is there. Just for the record, I am not wearing khakis. I'm still wearing my scrub pants. No one asked, but, you know.
I was going to say, you know, it's possible if you want to have a charge to the front, you got to have a good general on your side. All right, I'm done with the car insurance.
You pulled a general. Oh, man. Okay, I give you credit for that one. I would not have thought of that.
I mean, when you think about it, has there ever been a general-sponsored race car?
No, but that is a big missed opportunity.
We have an Army-sponsored car. Like, you could do that.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
By the way, remember how the 28 wrecked earlier? He's in 5th.
He is now in 5th. Steve Rubino spun. He's in 8th. I don't think that we're quite done with some shakeups at this rate.
No. The green flag waves once more. How long will it stay out?
26 to go. Caleb Lingle has been loving these short runs. We'll see if that will remain the case. Jeff Stacanis, though, giving him quite a fight here. See if he's going to be going for it.
Oh!
Fugate! Narrowly contact with the 112. They keep it straight.
Okay, nobody crashed.
I was gonna say I heard an uh-oh.
I legitimately thought that Fugate was about to cut the 28 off, and as I say that, I don't think anyone crashed. I thought I heard crashing sounds.
Not yet.
We do have a yellow though, so something did happen.
And it's San Diego, bad to worse for the 22.
I would say at this point, I would just go and take a vacation to San Diego.
Did you really just...
I didn't mean for that pun to slip out.
Oh, no. Oh. I hate to say it, but it's a familiar face. 77, and well, again, that was kind of. I'll have to look from TV too. That'll be a good angle. But Steve is not out. He was running 15th.
Oh, I had no idea that the 77, despite looking like a Valvoline car, was sponsored by GM Goodwrench Service Plus.
Wait, is he? Oh, he
Yeah.
is.
I think his banner even says Goodwrench on it.
Wasn't even
It
paying.
does.
I wasn't even paying attention. Okay, yeah, you really can't put that on the 77. That was just
No.
Jason losing the rear end, trying to keep it off the wall.
Yeah, and unfortunately, all the incidents tonight you would point to blame, but yeah, he did literally nothing wrong. Actually, he kind of saved the 22 for at least for a little bit, and I applaud the 77 for not wrecking either. He managed to keep it together.
He held on to it pretty good there, but
Yeah,
yeah,
got
that
absolutely dored and just kept on rolling.
and that 22, he nearly saved it, but
Really saved it.
just that little bit. Just going through the trial. If that was the back straightaway, I think he would have had it. But just that little bit of banking in the turn, I think, did him in. Oh boy!
Well,
Like
I will
we
say
still got
this.
23 to go.
I will say this, you know that theory about Mike having enough fuel and tires to make it to the end? I think that's becoming more plausible.
Yeah, they're all clutching. I think that I think everything is looking pretty good for these guys to make it. It's just gonna be a matter of tire strategy from here. If more cautions fall, I'm just kind of checking on the rest of the running order here. Yeah, top 10 pretty much the same. Herman's still 11th. No, mostly unchanged running order. Kind of checking on the rest of the field here. It was a header that claimed the 85. Yeah, the 028 2 down. 13 is 4 down. That puts 21 drivers on the lead lap. And still, I think as it stands, it's shaping up to be a bit of a dogfight between this 113 and 31. But still, there's plenty that can go on here if you get a few laps into a run and then a caution comes out. That tire strategy is going to be quite the difference maker in this one, I think.
I'd say the big question that I just generally would have at this point is, so what is the? I'm very curious as to what the tire wear is looking right now, because I look at it and I would be flipping a coin right now, because it heads, the race goes green and I have enough tire and confidence that I can be able to make it to the end. Tails, the race keeps having cautions and I don't really have to worry about that, but I just need to be prepared for the short green flag run. So
Yeah, I just keep thinking back to when Keith was making the charge that he did when he was on new tires, and how much of a difference that was, and it was what, like 6 or 7 green flag laps. So that's kind of why I'm a little bit sketchy as far as like you favor track position. It seems like tires would be the difference maker if it were to come to that. Of course, if we just keep rapid fire in the cautions, then that won't matter. But if you go green, and then you even get like, because we're going to be 20 to go here at the restart. If you make it 10 laps and then you have a caution, I think you're going to want tires. Just from what I've seen, I think that's got to be the way to go.
there's a question of it too. The caution flag periods are a little lengthy, but they're only about maybe 3 laps long is the thing. So yeah.
I'm glad I'm not these drivers.
Yeah.
You can just watch it unfold and let it fall where it falls. 113. Gonna lead them back with 20 to go.
Yep, pace car heads in. And the question is everyone going to keep themselves about him? Green flag's back out, cross the start and finish line. Man, the flag man is getting an arm workout. He's going to be swole by the end of this race.
He's got swole. Maybe that's the workout program that I need, but
Yes, flag waving. 28 charges to the inside.
it's a big charge there. That's for fourth. He lets off for now. I think that inside light may have scared him.
I was going to say spinning out might have scared him.
Yeah. Well, it seems like you got to make your charge on the outside, as it looks like KJ's thinking about doing that on Ryan Johnson. That's for P6. And that's right in front of Rubino. So far, so clean. I still think there's going to be a run here that if this goes green, that these guys are just going to try to conserve that right front and try to have something at the end. So it's going to be a matter of how hard you run it. Do you want to build a gap, or you want to keep those tires under you? I think the latter is going to be the favored play as Fugate gets into the wall. Kind of put there by Rayleigh. Eddie doing a good job trying to hold on to third place here. Unfortunately, it looks like they're going to get you his outside. Fugate gets the spot.
Yep.
Yellow flag.
Do we have a yellow?
We do, and oh my! Steve Grant, Ken Hansen again, and someone else may have spun to the inside, but I just saw the 11 getting hit by something.
Did we just break the genie? Oh yeah, I think we broke the genie. There's some hard
Oh
hits.
goodness, oh my. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. And it looks like it actually starts with Grant racing with Bob Gibson into turn one. Grant up the track, trying to save it, not able. 69 is in it. Ooh, big hit. 27 spins trying to avoid. And, ooh, that's what we saw there. The 11 committed to the outside, and that was the only way that Ken Henson could get turned around.
And the 11's day has ended. Well,
94 also coming in, and it looks like everybody has stayed out once again. Or most.
I was going to say the unfortunate thing is with all of these cautions, the 13 would be on the lead lap. Unfortunately, he is not the last lap down car. The 028 is. So if we keep getting cautions, which this time around the 028 should now be on the lead lap. If we keep getting yellows, the 13 will be the recipient. So all of this pain and potentially some gain down the line.
Yeah, I would think so. And the 028 going to be back on the lead lap if I'm not mistaken. The 11 has called it a night. But that will, I think, keep it at 21 cars on the lead lap. So pretty much everyone the same up here at the front. Fugate, though, was able to make up some ground. And Keith did opt to pit for tires. But he was the only one. Which I'm actually quite surprised that he was the only one. I figured that might be a mixed bag, but oh my. We're going to be darn close to 10 to go, probably about 12 when we go green here.
I'd say approximately. Now, I am curious about something. Is this a league that will finish a race under caution, or will they have a point of no return?
Well, it's in-game yellows, so if the game dictates it ends under caution, then that is what they'll do.
All right, then.
So we get a caution in the final 5 laps, that will probably end it. But they do race back within 10 to go.
All right, then. It's been just such a wild ride and such a wild race. The well is running out. I'm running out of things to say.
I think these guys are going to give us something to talk about here pretty soon. I mean, we're getting to crunch time now.
Talk about
113.
NASCAR real quick. I will say this: Josh Berry winning at Las Vegas was both very unexpected and amazing to see.
It's always cool to see the Wood brothers go to victory lane and do it like on merit. That was pretty cool. And
Yeah,
I think Josh Berry is perhaps I mean it's early, but who knows? Maybe Josh Berry might be the shot in the arm that they needed.
definitely. Considering their pace the last few weeks, I'm kind of thinking that Berry could probably go and rattle off at least one more win this year.
Yeah, we'll
The
see if they're
mile and
able
a
to
half
keep it up.
package has been solid.
We'll see what they're able to do going forward, and hey, we'll see how this is going to play out. It will be 13 to go here at the restart. Still same show up here for the top two. Fugate is up to third. Ryan Johnson up to fifth. AJ sixth. Rubino, Maverick, Kessel, and Herman Reese back into the top 10. So still looking to get a solid points day out of this one.
Well, here we go. Pace car is in.
13 laps. Are we done with cautions, or are things just about to heat up?
It's already been spicy. Green flag, back out.
It has been very spicy. Caleb Lingo looking for his first win of the season and a well-needed points boost. Jeff Stukanis looking to become the first multi-time winner of the season, as is Fugate. He's there in third. Eddie Rayleigh, Ryan Johnson, they're looking for their first W, as is KJ. Where's Herman Reese back out of contention, but still looking good in the top 10. As these cars skating around a little bit, a little kiss of the wall there with the 112. Now 12 laps to go. And a slight about car length gap there for the 113. Still a run that you want to keep these tires under. Yeah. Oh man, KJ being aggressive there outside lane in that Corvette. But he's going to get up to a top 5 position here on Ryan Johnson if he doesn't blink out.
I was going to say he literally made the pass and then went away and came back.
As if to taunt him almost. He's going to get a run here on the 112.
Now, something I
Still
just
up
want to
into the
make
outside.
sure of. You said earlier the white line is not for passing, right?
It is in play. So you can go down there.
You can go down there.
You
Makes me
absolutely
kind of
can.
wonder, is someone going to really put the grip to it and make a move down there? Because if
It
it's
wouldn't surprise
possible,
me. 10 laps to go. I definitely, with it being race back now, I definitely think that that could. We're going to see some more aggressive moves as Rubino into the outside wall. He's going to spin it around.
No.
No, he won't. Oh, he might now.
Oh, that's almost a teammate. Well,
Hold on. Somehow did.
He's almost died 3 times.
That was 3 separate times, and that could have been way worse. Oh boy.
Everyone, are we good now? Is the wrecking over?
Well, the passing ain't over. Stukanis just fell back to 4th.
Oh boy.
Fugate 2nd, KJ 3rd. They're all chasing down the 113. It's 8 to go here in Las Vegas. And KJ looks like he may have the car to beat.
Who gets to meet the Elvis impersonator in Victory Lane?
Caution.
Apparently, I'm the impersonator because we have a yellow.
We will go back racing, though. That's Randy Smith In the 10, in trouble. Oh, Keith. That thing looks destroyed. Rob Heath was also in trouble. Boy, after the caution that wasn't.
We got a caution that was.
We got a caution that was, and it looks like it's going to be between the 27 and the 10.
Oh.
Right on the bumpers and.
Oh, 28 got
Ooh.
destroyed in a secondary incident after the first one, flying into the first turn.
Oof. Yeah, that was just 10. Not clear, and oh, that hit did not help. The 28. Then you go from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows. And Keith McLean, after winning last week at Phoenix, Las Vegas does not go his way, unfortunately. Getting on board with Monty. He'll get a good view of a lot of stuff going on in front of him here. Yeah, the 10 was just losing control off the wall of the dog leg, and not all she wrote right there.
Well, and I can certifiably say this, the 13 will be getting a lap back, but not enough to get back onto the lead lap in this race. Unless everyone in front of him crashes out with like 5 to go.
Yeah. We'll go from 4 down to 3 down. 69 is also out of the race as well, so now 21 cars running, 20 on the lead lap. Things look pretty familiar up front, but this will be the final restart. So whatever happens here happens. 113 in the
I was going to
lead.
say, is anyone going to make the daring move and pit from the lead? And the answer to that is no, it does not look to be that way.
No, I think at this point, track position's probably going to be more favorable. We're going to be down to, let's see, we're on that 103 now. If we take one to go at 104, that would be a 3 to go restart. If they get an additional lap, that would be 2. So we're going to get at least a green-white checkered, if not 3 laps. So it's just going to be a matter of then if we make it to the white. And if they do, they race on, and whatever happens, happens.
Now, the one thing that I will say is that certainly it maybe takes about half a lap for the tires to get up to reasonable temp. If this is the last restart, and well, they do seem to do frozen field here. I will say this: if I'm sitting second, third, fourth, even fifth for that matter, the knob has been cranked to 11 in terms of aggression. I am going to do everything that I can to, at best, win, at worst, finish second place.
I like it.
Big positions and big points advantages can be gained by an aggressive enough move.
I think I'm with you on that one. You don't know if the caution is going to come out before you take the white, so I think you got to play your hand now. And lights are out, so we will have 3 to go. This is the final restart. It's been a long race, but it's had its thrilling moments. Again, Blake, it has been so friggin' awesome having you back up here in the booth again. And hey, we got 3 more laps to do it here. I don't know. KJ's looking awfully fast. Caleb's got a great short run car. Fugate, though, you can get it done in these mile and a halves you want at Texas. I think one of these top 3 is going to get it. Jeff and Ryan, I think, are going to have to hope for something magical to happen here.
The chips are on the table. The cards have been dealt. Who is going to come home with a royal flush, and who is going to go bust?
Place your bets. Here
Place your
we
bets.
go. All in. Double or nothing. Winner take all. All those cliches. Here we go. Pace car in. The adrenaline's pumping for these guys. Caleb Lingle, can he get the W? Can Fugate get win number 2 on the season, become the first multi-time winner? Or can KJ find some speed? Here we go. This is it.
Fugate got a very solid start there. He was right in the tire tracks of the 113.
Gonna
Here
try
we
to get to
go.
the
It's getting
inside.
tight.
Oh,
Oh,
KJ, he's been liking that outside lane. I don't think it's going to work out for him there. Castle
nope.
spinning. Saved it. Oh, no, there goes Herb Johnston and others. Caution will be out. Caleb Ingle just got to hold on to it. Fugate a little tight. And Caleb has it with 2 to go. The pole sitter now just has to navigate a pace lap and a half. And that will be 5 winners in 5 races.
I was gonna say at this point, don't worry if gears 1 through 3 break. Like you can pick one of them. You can make it to the end of this race. You just need to have a gear.
Yep, just keep that thing running. As long as it ain't reverse.
And don't pit. Whatever you do, do not pit.
Do not Mark Martin. Justicanus did get by KJ for 3rd. So that will be a great haul of points for Jeff. I think he's going to take the point lead here. As the white flag and yellow flag in the air at Las Vegas. We'll let these guys get to the checkered flag, and then we'll take a brief look at the race-ending yellow flag. Unfortunately, did include the 07. Caleb Lingle looking to get the win here. Fugate and Jeff Stukanis, the top 3. We'll try to, of course, get a word with all 3 of those guys. KJ will emerge 4th, and Ryan Johnson 5th. A great run for the both of them. Eddie Rayleigh with a phenomenal 6th place. Maverick 7th. Herman Reese, a great recovery up to 8th. Randy Smith and Jason San Diego will round out the top 10 drivers. As Keith McLean is trying to channel Wiley King, it looks like. He'll still emerge 15th. Steve Rubino 12th for those curious. That is fan club in the chat. Night of a lot of stuff happening, but Caleb Lingle from the pole. He's had some solid speed, but just didn't quite convert around for him until tonight. The 113, officially a winner in Las Vegas. And well earned. A bump there from the 029. He's going to be feeling pretty good about that one because, as you said, he was 16th in points. That may have just propelled him likely into a top 10 if I had to guess. That is going to be a great haul, and I know he's going to be feeling pretty good. And hey, we saw at Phoenix, the fast car unfortunately did not convert to a good result. Caleb Lingle can celebrate properly this time. The royal flush fell in his favor.
Time for the casino owner to break out the checkbook. He wins.
Burning it down here on the front straightaway.
Wow,
It
what a
looks like he's done
burnout.
this before. Lighten up those rear tires.
That was solid.
That was beautiful. Beautiful drive completed in a very chaotic race. The 113 and parks it right in the Boyd Gaming 300 logo. We'll take one quick look here at the race ending yellow flag. Looked like it was probably the 124 that initially got squirrely. And then things just kind of, things got a little iffy from there, so. Have a quick look here. And then we'll get our interviews in with the top three. Yeah, thing just stepped out there on the outside. Everyone trying to save it. The 07 into the 49. Then the 77, 46, and 49 into trouble. And the 27 spinning in the 3 and 4. Well, quite the crazy race there. Came down to, just bringing it there to the caution flag. But hey, that was still a good stuff. And thank you to everyone for tuning in. Thank you, Zach, of course, for jumping in there. And Blake, of course, having you here has been, once again, just a lot of fun. I think on that note, though, we'll start with talking with our top three drivers. We'll go down the order. And we will start with, there's two Jeffs. I'm hoping, let's see. I hope this is the right one.
User was moved to your
If not, then we'll just go out of order. This is Jeff Sakanis, correct? Jeff, you copy?
Copy.
There you are. I couldn't tell which Jeff I was pulling up here. But we got Jeff
31.
Sakanis at 31. Perfect. Okay. Good. I got it right then. Third place finish. I know you were able to get by KJ there just at the very end, but it seemed like at the end there it was almost going to come down to you and the 113, but Fugate was able to get up in there. And
Yeah.
a little bit crazy at the end, but still, though, a great finish for you.
Yeah, not bad at all. I was actually trying to give it to KJ. Like, I was telling him, hey, I've been in the interview every race. Maybe you can interview this time.
But nope, you still got him. And
yeah. He got loose. Well, I think Fugate got a little loose there and kind of checked up, and it kind of upset his car quite a bit.
And it was tight quarters there. I mean, you expect that at the end of pretty much any race, but
yeah.
But yeah, you've been up at the front obviously for a lot of these, and based on kind of what I'm seeing, I am willing to bet that will probably be the point lead for you. So obviously still early in the season, but yeah, I was gonna say you gotta feel pretty happy with that.
Sweet. Yeah, that's awesome.
Blake, you got any questions for driver number 31?
Well, I guess my big question is like, how did it feel? How did the car feel for a majority of the night? I saw the preferred line was certainly middle to high-ish. Barely anyone ran the inside for that matter. And especially off of turn 4, for considering how many tank slappers we saw, was it explicitly tight on the exit of turn 4?
Yeah, definitely tight on the exit, but it was also it was a higher line to run it. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, high line. If you went low, everything was, on edge. So we just kind of had to stay high because it was actually the race car seemed to be on the razor's edge the whole entire night. So if you got in the low, you might be coming undone quick.
Gotcha.
I think we saw that happen to Keith earlier. When you make the pass down there.
He had some he come up through the field really, really well, and then all of a sudden it turned into passing us, and he come undone.
Unfortunately so. And well, it's not going to be a good night for Keith McLean. It is going to be a great night for Jeff Stakanis. Another interview up here I know you said, like, man, give someone else the interview. I have a funny feeling we're going to be doing this a lot this season.
I'm sure.
Well, definitely best of luck going forward here. I believe it is Homestead for the next race next week. So best of luck heading into that one. But as always, you know what to do.
Yeah. Shout out, great teammates. These guys, we work together. We work well together. And can't thank these guys enough. All the admins that help out, and the Rubino brothers for doing what they do, and all the guys that we race with, and everybody that watches at home, and you guys that kind of work around and do this whole entire hobby. It's pretty cool to do.
It's a lot of fun, and we love watching you guys, and hey, still got a whole season ahead of us. We'll keep up with the action. But great job, man, and hey, I'm sure we'll talk to you again pretty soon.
Yep, thank you.
Amen. Jeff Stakanis, third place.
User left your channel.
Oops, there we go. Next up, though, a different Jeff. This would be Jeff Fugate. First time we've talked to him
Was moved to your channel.
thus far. Mr. Fugate, do you copy?
Yeah, I'm here.
First time I think that we've got to talk to you so far, but a P2 finish, just a little bit short there for the win, but another great points night, and all in all, you never really seemed like you fell out of the top 5 there. You had a bad fast car. It seems like you got it pretty well dialed in on these mile and a halves.
Yeah, it was pretty good run tonight. Bad thing is we never really got to put much wear on the tires. Too many cautions, but did get some runs there. But this is pretty good long run setup, and not bad on the short runs, but even better on the long runs, I believe.
Yeah, I know that you guys at the I think you're part of that 4 horseman pack. I know you guys love those long runs. It really helps the car settle in. But I'll kind of follow the question that Blake asked the other Jeff. Just kind of what the tire wear looked like, because if I recall correctly, tire wear with Cup physics at this track is very, very heavy, to the point that you could even risk blowing a tire if you go too long. Was that kind of the case?
Yeah, I mean we never got nowhere close to that tonight. At least in any of the runs that I ran with my setup, we were good. Tires are it does eat on tires. The big thing here is restart sometimes is a little wicked if the setup's not good with cold tires or used tires on restarts. But the high line was really good. It didn't eat the tires as bad as the low line.
Well, that was probably why everyone was running up there. So that's kind of interesting to know. Blake, I'll turn it over to you if you have anything.
Well, I guess my simple question is that you certainly were following in the leader's tire tracks on that final restart. Had it gone green, was there enough tire heat and minimal tire wear that you think that you could have made a pass on him? And based off of how you were running, would you have made that move on the outside or the inside by preference?
Yeah, definitely. If the opportunity would have opened, I would have went for it. The high side was better. The low side, the problem with the low side is if you do not get you can get a good run, but if you don't clear, then the car behind you is going to take your upper lane, and then you go back a position. So it's kind of a fine line. Do you go for the win or go for third, basically? So
Yeah.
on that start, when he got KJ got a run on me on the high side, I went down a little bit, but just as he got the back end, it loosened the car up a little bit, and I had to check up just a hair, and it put me back up in the higher lane, which I wasn't trying to squeeze him, but it just got it a little loose because the tires wouldn't warm up yet. But I think if we'd have stayed green, one of us would have been trying to pass, I'm sure.
Yeah, no doubt there. And I will also correct this. I was telling Stakanis said it looked like he was probably going to be the point leader. I was wrong. I am almost certain that is going to go to this guy, Fugate. Him and Jeff were tied for fourth place in the point standings coming into tonight. Of course, Fugate going to finish a position better. So that will, and then of course, yeah, Herman, Keith, and Steve kind of having marginal nights or marginal finishes. So pretty sure that will give the point lead to Fugate instead. So my apologies for that, but hey, I'm sure you'll be rather delighted with that.
Yeah, I didn't realize I was that close to the top, but I know we've been not running too bad this year so far compared to last year. So I don't know, just hang in there and keep going. I'm just glad I got to finish where I did.
Great job to you, man. Of course, whenever we have someone up here for an interview, any closing thoughts or shout outs are always welcome. So you may have at it.
Yeah, just thank you guys for doing a really good job on these broadcasts, and of course Steve and Dan, the admins, keeping this thing going. All the guys, got a lot of good guys racing here, and of course my teammates, the Four Horsemen here, working good together. And it seems like we go through a cycle where we'll all run pretty good, or we'll have different races. We'll have our bad lucks happen, but just try to keep making it up toward the end. And thanks for everything, guys.
Yeah, man. Congrats, man. We'll see you at Homestead.
All right, thanks.
Jeff Fugate, runner up here tonight at Las Vegas. Of course, though, the race
User
winner,
was moved out of your channel.
we'll get him up here next. The driver who came into this race with only one top 10 out of the first 4 races. And just like that,
User was moved to your channel.
he is now a race winner. Caleb Lingle, pole sitter, race winner. You copy, my man?
Yes, sir. I got you.
User joined your channel.
Right on. So, yeah, just had to ask you. I mean, you went from one top 10 in these first 4 races to the victory and a very, very big haul of points there. So, just gotta say, you gotta be feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I've had good runs. These first couple races, we've ran good. Just have ran into bad luck or mistakes on my end, and it's really was kind of messed up my first couple races. But last week barely got a top 10 and get the win this week. Hopefully the momentum is on my side and I'll just keep rolling with it.
Yeah, hopefully so. And I mean, with a lot of mile and a halves kind of on this stretch, and now you were able to get it done here at Las Vegas. Going to Homestead, got to be feeling maybe a little more confident there.
User left
Maybe
your channel.
similar enough type of racetrack that you feel like you might be able to make some speed there.
Yeah, I like Homestead. It's been a little bit since I've got to race this particular track. I did win a championship over here in 2019, and Homestead was the last race of the year, and I was able to win that one. That was a pretty cool moment for me. So Homestead's been pretty special to me since then. It is also I do enjoy driving that track. And like you said, it's pretty similar where the middle to upper groove is probably going to be the more dominant.
Well, we'll be keeping an eye on you for sure for that one. Blake, got any questions for our race winner?
The only question that I have is just how did you keep your nerves of steel? You definitely were up front or within contention for a majority of the night, and then once you got the lead, you didn't look back. Even with the short bursts of cautions and everything like that, how did you keep it all together that it was like, well, caution or green, I'm gonna be focused and get this done right?
Yeah, that's I was nervous. I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous because past 2 years here I've had fast cars and little mistakes, just not being on top of the wheel 100% of the time, just being not losing focus just for a little bit cost me last 2 years. So I kept telling myself tonight that no mistakes on my end, and there was a time where I was fourth in line and uh, it got really uh, hairy situation there. 13 moved up the track, and I thought I was the goner then. But when I fell back behind Herman and Jeff Scanis, I wanted to get back up to the front pretty quick, but I had to keep telling myself, just be patient. There's a long ways to go. So it was a lot of talking to myself tonight to keep me focused. But yes, this last little cautions there. I had Fugate behind me. I hadn't raced with him much all night, and him, Herman, 31, 28, and 029. They all run really well, and they're all teammates. So I knew they were all about the same speed. So I was afraid they're all going to team up on me, but it all worked out. I was kind of happy to see that last caution, but also not, because I'd like to see how it would have been. But Fugate was making it tough on me, but he did a good job.
As did you, and you definitely got a lot to celebrate, and rightfully so. But just before we let you go, though, closing thoughts and shoutouts are always welcome. So we'll let you have the floor.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys doing this. Appreciate those that have pitched in to make this happen. Also, thank you to Steve Urbino and Bino for helping this, getting this league, keeping it running. Big shout out to my teammates and my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and my kids. They'll be watching this at some point, so hello to them. And that's about it. Good racing with all these guys out here.
And great seeing you up front and getting that W, man. You got some great speed, and we'll hope to see some more of that at Homestead. Best of luck going forward, and major congrats.
Thank you very much.
Nice winner. Caleb Lingle there.
User was moved out of your channel.
So we'll just take a quick look at the official standings here before we wrap it up. I'll send it to Blake for his closing thoughts in just a moment. But of course, it is Lingle, Fugates, Duquesne's top three. KJ, Ryan Johnson, Eddie Rayleigh, Maverick, Herman Reese, Rainey Smith, and Jason San Diego in the top 10. Monty Keller, after falling out and getting his laps back the hard way, manages 11th. Steve Urbino 12th. Ken Hansen, Rick Castle, and Keith Klein top 15. Those two Johnston boys, they always find each other. They will finish 16th and 17th, Herb and DJ respectively. Rob Heath, last car to finish on the lead lap. Wiley King, 19th, a lap down. Bob Gibson did retire there, but will finish 20th ahead of Harry Codiane. 4 laps down in 21st. And then out of the race were Mike Erickson, Steve Grant, Ricky Bumbalo, Eli, Ron Simpson, Duke Sorensen, and Gary Stenzo. That is the full 28 drivers that started, and that is how they end up finishing. Blake, it was a long race, but it was a lot of fun. But I'll get your closing thoughts on what we saw this evening.
I'll certainly say this. Well, it is a little bit disappointing that there was a lot of yellows here tonight. Definitely when the cars were up to speed and hanging it all out, we definitely saw some really solid on-track action. Certainly had a wonderful time here in the booth with you tonight. This was a lot of fun. And while I may not be here for the next event per se, definitely will keep my eye on this series here ahead and hopefully see really what they've got to go down. Hopefully these previous 4 events were really solid, but yeah, really impressed by what I saw for the most part, minus the cautions, but yeah, had a blast up here, and yeah.
It was good fun, and again, like I said, it was a blast having you back up here, man. I missed this. I really did. But as I said, Homestead next Tuesday night, and then of course at Bomb Squad from Bristol trucks tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern time, and then Cup on Thursday, same time. We'll have Zach up here for both of those. And like I said, Homestead next Tuesday, and then 2 more Bomb Squad races. Both of those will be at Darlington Wednesday and Thursday. So another trifecta these next 2 weeks, and then things will slow down slightly after that. But of
User
course,
joined your channel.
we'll still also have CCR to look forward to in April as well. Thanks to Steve Grant for putting that on. So on that note, though, I will say thank you to those who tuned in. Like I said, just having a good time with this. Go subscribe to Charlie Fibrosis here on YouTube. That is Blake's YouTube channel. Subscribe to that Bulldog Speed there. That's my boy Zach. And if you wish to subscribe here, that you may. We just have some good fun with these online races and some other content here and there. But until next time, though, we will see everybody tomorrow. Stay safe for now. Get some good sleep. Take care. And bye for now.